Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode episode number 26. Final day of May. Couple updates here. First off, Mads Peterson, one of our targets. We have a dossier on him. They are upping the cost to continue, but it's a very small increase. I think he was at 9 points previously, so I'm okay with paying one more point to keep talks open with him as long as we're going to be making progress, and we'll see that, tomorrow. Next up is Paris-Roubaix, but it's not the Paris-Roubaix you know. It's the youth version of the Paris-Roubaix. And of course, our schedule is so overloaded, and the youth races reward literally nothing. So I'm taking the minimum, which is 4 riders: Narvaez, Canter, Evenepoel, and Ooms, all heading to it. And in terms of cobbled rating, well, Ooms has a nice cobbled rating. Okay resistance-ish. Narvaez in a similar boat. And flat rating, it's Evenepoel, so it's hard to say which of them. It's definitely not Canter, who's capable of doing something in this race. But as promised, as it's a youth race, I will not participate in them any longer. This season is going on way too long with all these youth races that we are all caught up in. And there it is. Maxime Ooms claims the victory. Evenepoel gets into that group, probably gave him some type of lead out potentially, and finished in 8th. Canter, 22nd. Narvaez, 37th. Those youth races we are way too OP for. Looks like we do have a sponsor objective coming up tomorrow, which will be a top 10 result on a very punchy stage here. The Grand Prix de Plumalec? I'm not sure about C's, whether they're pronounced or not. Oh my goodness. Why do you have to be so complicated? But no, I will definitely not be that typical American who says, why doesn't everybody just speak English? Because that would be dumb. Yay, culture. And me, I just gotta suck it up and learn how to say all these words that I can't pronounce quite right. Alright, here we go. June 1st. Let the fun begin. We got a lot of messages here. A lot of guys surprisingly complaining about the race schedule. Are you kidding me? We can't hardly keep up with your recovery because of how many stinking races you guys are all in. Delete those out of there. Delete this one out of there. Okay, this month's advances. And Salvez moves up 228 places. He had a good month. And we lead the Continental rankings. Well ahead of Direct Energy, almost 2-1. Narvaez in first in the Continental. 53rd in the Super Prestige. We are first in Continental, 16th in Super Prestige. The largest gain was by Erminot, who was an absolute star in that last one, and he moved up 39 places. Finances are looking good. Okay, here we go. Dossiers. Let's get back to it and see what can we do. What do we have left? It looks like we have 3 additional points remaining at the moment. Peterson going up Wow, that was only 10%. Matteo Trentin, we gained 20% there on that 9 points of interest. So that is good. Volgren's out. We closed that. Peterson, only 10. It's a little worrying. 10% is not much. That is not much at all, especially with only 3 points remaining. I think I'm going to have to sacrifice one of these guys, and maybe it's going to be Peterson, as the cost is going up, and it's only 10% anyway. Now, Logan Owen is there. I don't want to close the dossier, but Logan Owen is very interested now. I guess I can't close it. I have to keep that 1 point. Stan Gaudry, the random 1-pointer we were looking at last time, picked up. That worked out well. Jasper Philipson, a little better there, where we gained 20. I think I'm going to keep Mattaway going, but I think I'm going to close the dossier on Peterson and take those 10 points back. Which this could hurt us, because now we're only going for 2 big riders. Trentin, 20% is okay. Mattaway, yeah, maybe, but that 10%, that's a little worrying. But yeah, there you go. So now we're back to 13 points. That's a lot. We could go after Peter Sagan. Yeah, that's not happening. That is not happening. What I'd like to get into is getting my guys signed. And it looks like I've got a couple here that would very much love to join us. 20-year-old, a 67 time trialer. That's not bad. But we can definitely wait on this, as you know, August is a long ways off. Luke Keogh, I've had him on a team before, back like PCM 2017, and he developed quite well, but here in real life he's still only a 70 and now 27 years of age, so I don't expect much, and these guys are all pretty happy already. Now, William Barta down there on the list, 2 points. I think I mainly want to start looking into getting my guys signed back up, and starting with kind of the key ones that we want to return. And Evenepoel is the main guy. The main guy that we want to get back is Evenepoel. So how about we reorganize alphabetically? Hey, that helps. I should know where the E's are. I might just happen to have a name myself. Whoa, he does not want to rejoin us. So yes, we definitely need to get going on that and spend our 5 points, as he is a strong rider for the future. Okay, still 8 points remain. Next guy on my list was Cantor. Dang, 5 points for you too? Okay. Mater. Two points. I like that better. And let's see, Ermino or Owen. We already got Owen going and jumped to 100% just like that. Ermino. Is 3 points. I only have 1 right now. Eiking is 2 points. So I need to get down to somebody with 1 point. Well, then let's get down to those who are 1 point only. See if I have anyone. Vashek. Vashek is 1 point. But I do not want to retain him. So Vashek is going to be gone. He might have decent hills rating, but he is not going to develop as a rider. And that hill rating alone is not a keeper. You can see there are plenty of riders a bit better off. So why don't we do this? We're going to go average and then points. That should reclassify to the top 1 point. There we go. Krieger. Williams. Krieger's fairly talented. He's 27 though. Brushner's 25. Fortunately, I don't know the quality of any of these guys. Here's a 20-year-old sprinter who's already a 72, 74, though his resistance is low. But he'd probably be a decent lead-out guy to add to the team. What was the other guy we added? What is your role? Oh, you're a sprinter as well. Okay, well, what do we have that's not a sprinter? There's a puncher who's 25. Dun dun dun. Sprinters, Barradours, and yes, a puncher. A 25-year-old puncher, Kenny Willems. There's a 70 hill rating with a better sprint rating. A terrible resistance, though. But he could still be a lead-out guy on hills and in a sprint. And I like that better than what Fashek offers. So there you go. There's our last point. And we confirm, but we're down to 2 big names, kind of 3 with Philipsen. That's still potential growth to the team, but can we even afford Trentin or these other guys? We will find out. We will find out eventually. Top 10 objective, very punchy. Full team coming to this one as it is an objective. So we'll head into it. Early days yet in the race, but I know that the action's going to pick up and this group will thin out quite early on. So we're at times 4 speed. I'm going to stay quick for now, but here comes the beginning of the climbs. Small breakaway, 4 riders, 3.5 minutes. They're not going to be allowed to get too far out. You can see the repetitive climb that we're going to be hitting again and again and again. And then when we get to the end, we're going to hit just that. So that intermediate climb, that's pretty subtle, which we're going to hit. Let's go ahead and watch from here. Here's the intermediate, just the minor hill, and there you go. Just up a little bit, just barely 3, and then it flattens out. So that one's no big deal. It's not going to do any damage, or at least very little. But then here comes the climb. The Côte de Cadoudal, 1.4K, 5.4% gradient, 132 meters. That's not a big climb. That is definitely not a big climb, but it's short and steep-ish. We're actually already seeing splits, but that's because of a crash. Here it is, 5.4, 5.2, 5.1, 1K to the top. It's holding pretty steady at 5K. 7.9. Okay, it does intensify a bit here. And then leveling off to the top. Coming back up a little bit there to the end. 4 degree. So it's 5 and then 7 to 8 and then 4 along that climb over a 1.4 stretch. Okay, well, that's what we're in for today. The rain seems to be letting up a little bit here. And that'll take the crash factor out. Nope, rain's back. Okay, we're already in need of water. The good news is we're at a good time for that. We'll need to get water again later on as we speed through for a little while here. Now that leads down to 2 minutes and 42 seconds, so we've already started pulling them back, but not yet doing damage to the field. I would imagine we can only hit this climb so many times. Here's our third time over the climb now. Full field still intact. Here comes climb number 4. Go times 4. Lead group. No, fall. Fall on the back. Couple riders off the back. Already to the top. And down we go. This time we do see a massive split, though I think it's still going to come together. Contact should be regained. Oh, Narvaez. Narvaez with a puncture. That is a very bad time. One of the favorites. He is in the top 10 favorites. He's just off the back of the peloton. At an 86. Should be able to catch up here. With that climb coming up, he'll regain contact. Don't want to ride too hard and chase right now. The little hill will be an easy time for him to gain, though we'll have to use his hill rating to his advantage as we do so. Ooh. I told you to go faster, not slower. There you go. See, there's that hill rating as he gets back onto the back end of the peloton. This is climb number 5 of the day. We have one more time where we'll have that mostly flat section. Ooh, canter! Canter! Come on, dude. You get dropped just like that? Oh, because you were the one who was protecting Narvaez. I gotcha. I gotcha. See what's going on here. He was down to a 70. There we go. Narvaez regaining contact and needs to continue moving forward. Especially through the flat section here. Then we can recover. And there you go. $68K. I'm going to be sending Sepkus back once we get to the top of the climb here. I don't want to do it now because he'll be chasing them on the climb. So we'll do it at the top. Speed it up times 4. Not quite to the top, by the way, is the best way to do it, because then they're dropping back as the climb goes on, saving energy, and then they're chasing on the descent instead of chasing on the climb and burning a ton of energy. So 1K to go to the top. Sepkus going back for water. See how he drops back nice and fast. And he's going to have the water here in a moment. A little over the top. There you go. Just over the top. He's got the water. And now he's chasing on. He's already got it. Put his hand up a little late there. And there you go. He caught up on the descent. So Kus remains fresh. Okay, you can definitely see the pace showing in my guys. This is the last of the flatter sections, and then we're going to hit 7 laps. 7 circuits finishing out the top of the primary climb. So now we're going to hit it again and again. You're going to get less time to recover. We're already down to 70 riders in the peloton. Breakaway is down to 1:40. So the real damage begins now. We're going to see this group thin out fairly quickly here. Probably not the first time, but by the second or third time over, I think we're going to lose probably 20-30 riders by the time we get over this a third time. That makes 1. 46 seconds, so we pulled back 45 seconds that one time over the climb. But on the descent, they get back a little bit of time, about 5 seconds. But as soon as we start climbing again, time comes right down. Oh, man, was I wrong? That group behind us caught up.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up.
It's looking more likely that my prediction was off. Narvaez, what are we doing near the back? Why are you back there?
A group of riders has come a cropper, but they all look ready to set off again.
Yeah, see, we only pulled back 15 seconds that time. Pace really going out of the group at the front.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
Breakaway group reeled in. But not enough pace to destroy the field yet. And we have 4 climbs left to go. You can see now it's just starting. 5 riders off the back. Cantor's going to get dropped before too long here. Objective for this race is a top 10. We're definitely not the favorite. And actually, Mataway, our target for next season, is the favorite for this race. Okay, Cantor, see, just that little bit of recovery is all you get in between this climb. Cantor about to get dropped. There you go, 58 riders now, 58. Okay, so Narvaez is on his own. Koos. Your job is now Narvaez. Narvaez has the best chance as a 75 hill rider. However, the general pace is favoring more towards the mountain riders, which is like Koos, Evenepoel. Barta, with the condition today, is pretty decent. Narvaez does recover a little bit there. That's good. Of course, he's been kind of without Cantor for the last little while, so notice that little recovery is big. Owen, Ooms, both getting pretty tired here. They're not going to last much longer. This is now the final 3 times up the climb. And we're seeing a big acceleration here from Ian Stannard. I love it because this is going to do some damage to the field. I would imagine by the time we hit the top here, we're going to drop at least some riders, and we do. We've dropped another 5 anyway. Thought it might be a few more than that. A lot of riders keeping pace pretty well, though. Okay, 2 times over. 2 times over. And I want to start doing the damage this time. So, sprint train. Narvaez going in the back. We're going to hope that he'll make it over the top. But then, is it going to be... It's Barta. Barta from there. Okay, and then we're going to follow Evenepoel and Koos. And then we're down to just Ooms and Owen. Quite fatigued. And we're going to get them going forward, not at a 99, but let's get Ooms ready as well. They're both going to get used up on this climb. And it looks like we should have roughly 4 guys for that final climb. And it's only 1.4K, so I mean, that's like flat out stuff. Okay, we've barely even started going uphill here. 1.3. And Owen is done. Before his gel ever even kicked in, actually. I think Koos might be pulling us up this climb. Where is Koos? Why are you in back? You're still getting in position, apparently. Okay, almost to the top, so Koos not going to use his gel just yet. Gorka Izagira going for a little. There's Mataway.
Going for victory.
Guys are trying to attack early and get off the front, and it's not working. Okay, so Koos, get you set. That'll give us 3 guys for the final climb. Koos is good on the downhill, so this is his advantage. So we're going to go 99 now. Use up those gels. Koos is going to pull out to the front here, getting ahead of Izagira, who's wasting his energy. Mataway, Albacini, all wasting their energy as we have 2.6k to go. Now Koos going through that energy real quick here, down to 2k. 2k and not hurting anyone behind. However, Narvaez might not have the energy to get to the end. I think we're now riding for Barta. 1.3k. Evenepoel. Sprint. Evenepoel. Sprint.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
500 meters. Barta. Here you go. Barta, come on, come on. Main goal was top 10. I think we got that. Mataway is going to take the win. He's too strong. Can we overcome Albacini for second? No. Yes! Okay, hey, second. Second's good. Second is good. Mataway takes the win. Barta second. Albacini third. Kort Nielsen fourth. Evenepoel hangs on for fifth after a fantastic lead out by him. Gorka Izagira wasted all his energy, even though he was the second favorite, finishing in 15th. Narvaez didn't have the power, didn't have the resistance, not at a high enough mountain rating to go over the climb after climb after climb after climb, eliminating himself too early. He finishes 17th. Koos, after putting in the work, finishes 26th. Ooms 40th. So Narvaez probably should have been doing the penultimate climb as a lead-out guy, but he would have damaged the team behind him as they would struggle to keep pace with him. So Narvaez was could win it if you could get him there with the energy, but couldn't manage it. Barta, not far off that pace and in better form than Narvaez was. Shows what can be done with a little bit of resistance and a decent hill rating. And then Evenepoel shows what you could do with a bit of balance, good mountain rating, and a decent hill rating, and a decent amount of resistance. He leads out, still claims fifth. That'll make the sponsor very happy. Top 10 was the objective. We claim a podium. So double plus on that one. At least compared to the objective. We'll see what that would show up as in the profile. Short term at least. Bumps us up into the very happy zone. See what happens on June 2nd after the reset. It's not something that's changed from PCM 19 to recent years where since they've had the sponsor confidence, it always reevaluates a day later and almost always comes down a notch. There it is, down a notch. But the one thing it is it is now very close to ticking up to that higher level. So we're in a good place for that one. So there we go with the sponsor objective. 2 stars. Big bonus. Top 3. Tons of noteworthy results. Not a youth race for this next one. Very punchy. Not sure how many guys I'm sending to this one. We also have another race on the same day here. And it is not a youth race either. And it's got a couple hefty climbs early on. This is repeated twice. And then this is repeated before going on to be a flat finish. Not so sure about that. A lot of sprinters could get left behind depending on the pacing of that one. And we actually have another sponsor objective. They just keep throwing them at us. We'll have another one here in a couple weeks. So this is the race I'll show. The other one will happen off camera. On to this next sponsor objective. Simple course layout here. And we're into actually the easier part of the course now till the finish.
Is being cut back. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
It doesn't mean we won't have some riders dropped off the back. In fact, I expect at least half of the current group to get dropped off the back. But in the final couple times through, I think it'll definitely come down to a heavy attack, heavy sprint, and we'll see. It depends on how hard the chase is or how hard the lead out is. At the moment, there's 3 riders in the break, and they've got just over a minute over the field, and 3 more riders actually having just gone off the front. Adds to that pressure. Beginning to see those splits, but not anything set in stone yet. There's still real chances for a lot of these groups to regain contact at the moment. I think it's more natural splits and not fatigue type splits. Just the undulation, the up down, somebody just losing the wheel. Not necessarily exhaustion being dropped.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
But with just under 40k to go, at the moment anyway, we've got 66 riders in the peloton, and we've got 4 laps to go. Beginnings of a 5th to the finish line, that's the 1k, and there's the start finish line right there. It gets real steep just before the finish line. That group chasing is starting to get a little bit further behind, and the group chasing them is way behind. So it's looking possible that actually this really is it as we're going with just a few times left to go through here. Another split, 42 riders now. Getting more of this than I expected. 20k to go. 40 riders in the peloton. There are 4 riders very, very close that might make it back on depending on their energy. Yes, they do. And then they're lost again.
A group of riders has come a cropper, but they all look ready to set off again.
Okay, let's get a look at the finish line. Okay, I've seen this one before. Attack, flattens, attacks uphill. 11.7% there for a moment.
Remaining.
Now we're almost getting there to that point. We've got 2 times to go through this climb. The big question is, do you attack early and try to put pressure on the penultimate climb, or just attack the final climb? Well, the final climb, it's awfully late to leave the attack till there. We've got 13.5k to go as we're at the top right now. Let's go ahead and get past that banner, and let's form. And everybody's fresh enough here. Ooms is a bit tired. Banijek's a bit tired. But Barta, Narvaez, they're both fresh now. Narvaez, not a fan of this lack of resistance. We'll put him on the back. Barta could end up being the guy again. Could very well end up being the guy again. Actually, I think he probably just should be. Let's swap that. Narvaez, you're going to leave Barta out today. And then I think Evenepoel. Yes, Evenepoel. Okay, so Owen. Banishek, bring us forward so don't get too far drifting backwards out of this. We're already on the descent. How are we looking? Barta. What's going on? No wonder that was taking so long to try to get through. Get Ooms ready. 10k to go. Banishek going pretty hard here now. It's fairly technical, especially coming through around that corner. Okay, this is that penultimate time, and we're getting into a strong position here without really damaging the guys behind us. Down to 37 riders. We're starting to drop a bunch. 3 riders left on the front. Novak, Richizi, Beppu, and Banishek. Great lead out there. I mean, we're down to 6k. That's right. We're down to 6k. We are right at the finish. Get these guys set. There we go. So we're just going to go flat out 99th from here till the finish. And we've got a split. We have got a split. We have split the field. 4k to go. Go Owen. Go Owen. 3.4k. They've remade contact. But maybe only just. It's so technical through here. We can't seem to get away. That's a lapped rider. 1.9k. Start your sprint. Start your sprint. Come on, Owen. We're already down to 1k. Okay, Gino Mater. Everybody sprinted out. We got this. We got this. Mater for the win. Evenepoel to take second, or is it going to be Narvaez overcoming? Can we claim a 1-2-3? Evenepoel second, Narvaez third, Barta fourth. Those guys just hanging on over Albacini, Impey, Tratnik, Dillier. Dang. A 1, 2, 3, 4. That was all positioning. That was absolutely getting my nose out front and keeping a very high rate of speed. They had to wait to make their attacks, and they had to do it from too many wheels down. We just held them off, held off the charge. Those guys were all coming fast. I mean, Albacini nearly had Barta and Narvaez. I don't think he was going to get Evenepoel, but you give him just a few more meters, 5, 10 meters, and he would have been in third instead of fifth. But there you go. That's nice. We exceed our objective again, and we win this one in dominant fashion. There's what we got it down to, and see, these guys are all having to chase us down in those final kilometers. Again with, yay, we're really happy today. And then there's tomorrow. Oh, but I have this other race to do, and I'm going to end up doing that all off camera. Let's take a brief look at the calendar, what's coming up. So busy through here. 2nd of June, so we have that second race. Sprint, but not really a sprint. And then we have a sprint. We've got a little 2-stager with a 17k. What? Time trial? It's gotta be, right? And then 137. Ah, there you go. Yeah, blew the little timer. 37, and then Malop. None of these are youth races. Oh, there you go. It's a 4-stager. Ta-da! And that's a 3-stager. That might be where we move on to next. Dossier Day on the 15th. And then that's a youth race. So we will not participate in that one directly. There's a nice big climb. Definitely will show that. So I think I might do at least the next 2 races off camera. And then I'll see you back in a week. But that'll be at the beginning of the next episode. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.